Yo, what is going on, guys? Loki here, and we're going to be starting a new series that's called Will This Affect Loki? Um, so basically, this series is going to be where I'm going to go through every single patch note. So every 2 weeks, there's going to be a video where I go through the patch notes and see how will this impact Loki, and I'm just going to, because I get a lot of questions saying that, will this, this new thing, like for example, the new red pot will affect Loki. How will this happen? Blah blah blah. So I was like, you know what? Let me make a video on this every 2 weeks, explaining what happens to Loki in every patch notes. Where is he sitting at? Now, obviously these are my opinions, and it's definitely could change. Like, I don't know. Like, obviously I need to be in actual combat. This is just reading and just simulating it in my head. So anyway, let's just begin with the item changes. So, sorry, my throat. Death toll. The mana is increased by 1. So this is actually really good. Even though it is by 1, but that the multiplier for this is greatly increased. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and so forth. It's a lot better actually. So this may seem like a small increase, but it actually is a big increase overall. This will basically make it where more people will buy Death Toll, and honestly, I'm fine with that since, I don't like it when people get Mark of the Vanguard, because Mark of the Vanguard is a really strong item. It allows you to tank minions, it allows you to tank Loki, and its passive decreases all damage by 5, so that's a great counter to dot damage. Basically, anything that reduces by a certain amount of number is a great counter to dot. And to counter that, you have to have burst. But the thing is, I max my 1, so I rely on the dot. If I max my 3, that's not enough damage. So having this buffed, hopefully I'll see more Death Toll rather than Mark of the Vanguard. Now Death Toll is still a lifesteal item. I think you get like 6 lifesteal per hit, so that's still a lot, and it's still decent survivability. Like if you fight against a Cyrus who gets Death Toll, it's gonna be pretty hard for you. Now, I would still prefer for people to get Death Toll than Mark of the Vanguard, just because if they get Death Toll, I still have a chance to kill them, rather than getting the Mark of the Vanguard where I have no chance and there goes my build. Alright, so cursed gauntlets. Okay, so all they did is decrease the gold by 15. So this will allow you to get, I'm pretty sure, you can get this item and red pot early on, but since they changed that whole red pot, you can no longer do that, so rip that. But this will just allow people to get lifesteal early on and rush it, so people can get Devour's Gauntlet really fast. So this is a good and a bad thing. The good thing is it's a lot less power than getting Transcendence. Start. Like how most hunters do. Most hunters now build Transcendence ever since Golden Bow is removed. But getting Devourer's Gauntlet allows them to give them much more survivability, so it's so hard to outpoke them, and it's really gonna be a pain. So yes, I prefer people to get Transcendence over Lifesteal, because Lifesteal is overpowered. Not overpowered, but it's really unfair, because you shouldn't, like, it's just you get like more than 100 HP per autos when this thing's fully stacked, I'm pretty sure. And if you get Aussie as well, that's just a deadly combination of lifesteal. Let me just drain your whole life. So you really have to burst someone for to actually kill someone with lifesteal. Alright, so Spike Gauntlet's the same thing as the Cursed Gauntlet. This will just basically make it where people can rush Devour's Gauntlet instead of Transcendence. Because the problem with Transcendence is it's too expensive. Alright, so Potion of Magical... Well, we can skip that. Well, no. Potion of Magical Might will allow mages to be more burst or deal more damage. It also allows them to be more aggressive after level 7. So, I don't see this being picked up at level 7, because I personally think it's much better to get a full item than it is to get this item. Like I would much rather finish my Breastplate of Valor or Chronos Pendant or Warlock Sash or Boots or something like that than get uh, this And because if you get this item, right, this is like a complete pressure. If mages get this item, you really have to be aggressive, and if you fail, and see if you be aggressive, your defense or your defensive position decreases. If you become aggressive, you care less about your surroundings. You care less more about your own personal life. So this could really cost you. This is high risk, high reward, obviously, and I ever even before this patch, I always believed that getting red pot start is a terrible idea unless you are 100% sure that you can kill them. For example, if I'm Hebo in duels, if I'm Hebo and I'm fighting against, I don't know, a Bakasura, since I have my 2 for slow immunity and I have the range poke, I would definitely get Power Pod to destroy Bakasura early on because he requires to go on the minion wave to clear. So, yeah. Okay, so potion of physical mana. Now, this is the big part, right? I honestly, okay, so this is a high risk, high reward item, obviously, and Loki's one of those gods where it's all or nothing, where if you go on someone and if they don't die, you're gonna die, most likely. So getting this item at level 7, assuming you get trance build, at level 7 is when you have finished your trance. So I would much rather not get this item because I would much rather save my 450 gold for boots because this does not give you movement speed. This will give you more power, penetration, and 5 penetration is really nothing. Um, you'll have a total of just 5 pen. Assuming you build Transcendence, you'll only have 5 pen. That's really nothing. Your abilities apply a 2-second damage over time. So basically, you will deal damage over time. You'll have another dot. Damage is 25 of your physical power and takes 3 times. So this is 25% of your physical power. If you got trance, you'll have. Yeah, I'm not really sure actually. I think you'll have around 100 power. No, you'll have, yeah, around that. I'm pretty sure. Maybe a little less than 100. And 25% of that, 25% of 100 is not a lot, so it's not even worth it. It's just really not worth it. Assuming if you go with my build, Bluestone into Rush Boots, level 7 you should have boots finished. Then yeah, probably I'll get this because it does give me cooldown. No, does it? No, it doesn't. My bad. It just gives me penetration. This one gives, yeah. Okay, so the magical one gives cooldown. Gotcha. But this one only gives just more power straight up. No utility. Oh, besides the 20% slow. So, the thing is, though, Loki's 3 already gives you a 25% slow, and I never had a problem of killing an opponent when they're slowed. It's never like they're always off my grasp. It's unless I was unable to kill someone before the duration of the slow. If the duration of the slow is gone, then obviously it's going to be a lot harder to catch up. But it's still not a problem. I don't think getting additional slow is going to help anything. And plus, I'm pretty sure that will this apply before or after? I don't know. So it says to the first enemy god hit. What does that mean? Does this mean it says the first enemy god hit? Does this mean you can only slow one person? Your abilities apply a 2-second damage over time and slow to the first enemy god hit. Okay, well, maybe I'm reading this wrong, but anyway, let's just forget about that then. Damage is 25% of your power, and it takes... Again, your power is so low at level 7, there's really no point of this. It's just really like an additional bluestone with a little bit more power to it. But I personally won't get it unless you're super ahead. Because I think it's much more important to get Jones Wrath than it is to get this pot. Because if you get this pot, you're playing aggressive. And in solo lane, you don't want to play aggressive against a warrior because they usually have defense by around level 7. Well, no, they don't. They depending on how ahead they are. If you kill the warrior many times and then you're ahead of the warrior, then I still wouldn't get this because you're solo lane. You're not going to be rotating as much. The only rotation you'll be doing is to mid, and most of the time you won't be because tier's clearing the wave and pushing your tower. So, or that tier or that Guan Yu or whatever. So I honestly wouldn't get this item. This item is much more for like, I don't know, a Thor maybe who's jungling, who's constantly in a fight, while Loki is not. Loki is never always in a fight. He chooses to be in a fight. He's not always in a fight. Um, so yeah, I won't get this item. I mean, it depends again. Maybe it really is that strong. And like for example, if I use my 1-3 combo on someone, he takes half their health, and with this, I'll kill them instantly. Then maybe. Um, okay, so Aphrodite, no, nothing special. Okay, Artemis. So we'll be seeing a lot more Artemis now because that's how it works. Every time, like, you can literally buff, like, for example, if you give 1 mana to Loki, he'll be like the most played god in the game for some reason. So that's just how the Smite community works. Anything they see increase means that it's automatically overpowered. And see this thing, this 2 second decrease is gonna make Bacchus the worst guardian in the game, or the least played guardian in the game, because that's how Smite works. So yeah, let's take a sip of water. So, alright, so Artemis, basic attack power increased and attack speed per level increased. Again, we'll be seeing a lot more Artemis. Is that really a problem? Not really. She has no mobility. And your ultimate counters her bore. So if you don't know, if you're every time you fight an Artemis and she bores, you can always stealth and just ignore it completely, or you can always ult at a perfect time, and because Loki's CC immune when he's ulting, so you will take that damage from the boar, but you will be like CC immune from it, so you don't have to waste your beads. So you still have an opportunity to kill um, Artemis. So yeah, the ultimate is a great counter to Artemis. However, she will be CC immune, so she will not be stunned. So yeah, not really a problem, but we'll see. Bacchus getting a nerf. Okay, so this 2 seconds, I don't really get how this is such a big difference. 6 seconds is still a freaking long time. Um, Honestly think that Bacchus needed a damage nerf, not a. I never had a problem with this intoxicate. That never came to my mind every time I fight against Bacchus. Every time I fight against a Bacchus, the thing that comes to my mind is his jump and his burp and his ult. All damage can take me like basically 100 and 0, or 100 to maybe like 30. It's ridiculous. I don't like that. Um, I honestly think that Bacchus needs a nerf on his damage because, I mean, yeah, that's about it. So let's go Ling Shi. Okay, so this is the nerf I always wanted, but it's not enough. Erling Shin has a Fatalis built into his kit with extra effects of other items. So you will have basically double of kin size, but of a lesser effect. Double stone cutting sword, double that, double this. It's his dog is really strong, and so he can really burst you down, really fast. I fought Erling Shen many times. There's times where we both like, since my skill for Loki is pretty decent. That is how I can actually still fight Erling Shen. And since this god's new, people are not very good at him, but he's just overpowered. He's really strong. So that's why he got nerfed. That's why I'm calling him overpowered, because that's a true statement. Every new god is somewhat overpowered. Except lately, not really. Lately, all the like Jingwei was really underpowered. Sucks to be her. Improved audio and visual cue for like. Okay, so this will just make it more obvious when he'll be ulting. I mean, I can get whenever he's ulting by the taunt, and he'll say like some fancy words. But yeah. So this is also a buff too. His celestial dog can now proc stone cutting sword. Rip, dude. So this he only has one nerf, because most gods who overpower gets many nerfs all around their kit, but he only has one nerf on his ultimate, and that is decreased healing, and the scaling is reduced. It's not really much of the heal. The healing is really, really, really strong. Like you'll see Erling Shin at 30% HP instantly back to 80%. That is insane. However, that always needed a nerf. I always knew that's gonna get nerfed. However, it's not like there's also the fact that his damage is so freaking high. His damage is just insane. His one and his two is so easy to hit. It's a guaranteed 200 plus damage. It's insane. It's a great poking item. I just don't like it. It's a really good flat 200 damage on you, and it's unavoidable. Really, can't juke it. It's really hard to, at least. And the root in the center is too easy to land. I honestly think the root radius in the center needs to be decreased because it's just too easy to land, and the root duration is way too long. So next thing you know, he'll root you and he'll beat the crap out of you with his one. His one also needs a nerf. His one gives him too much power. He's a warrior, god dang it, not a freaking assassin. Ugh. All right, so let's go to Faf. Oh, so will this affect Loki? I mean, if you fight him against if you fight him against a soul lane, that sucks to be you. But try to kill him early on as safest as you can. That's really weird to say. Kill someone by being safe. Again, to kill a warrior, just copy my build. Go bluestone into boots. That will give you a guaranteed kill early on, unless you mess up, or if they get Mark of the Vanguard. And Erling Shin will not get Mark of the Vanguard. He will get Death's Toll most likely, or Bluestone. So yeah, and the Death's Toll item will definitely increase Erling Shen's poking potential because he can now cast more freely. All in all, this is not a positive look for Loki still. So yeah, Fafnir, okay. Hercules. So if I see more Hercules now, Hercules is not really hard to kill. He's just if you mess up and he pulls you, like if he pulls you into tower, you're dead, and then he's gonna get ahead, and then it's all your fault. If you die once, it's game over for you, my friend. So increased damage. It'll still do the same damage at max rank. It'll just do more damage early on. This is not really much of a. It's just this is just more of a clear, obviously. So nothing too special. Jingwei. She's honestly has been never been a problem to me. Besides the whole, she can throw her one and then she can pick me up as well. Like every time I'm about to approach a Jingwei, she throws her one and she runs away. That's just a cowardice move. So it's not something like like, oh wow, that's killing me. No, she's still pretty easy to kill, and her ultimate's still garbage. Her ultimate's always, or basically 90%ly used for escaping. It's not really ever used for initiating or for attacking or killing. So she still won't be a big problem to Loki. I think guys like AMC, Hu Yi, Rom are much more devastating than Jingwei. So yeah, Mercury. Okay, so this is interesting. I never I don't know why Mercury needs this buff. They're buffing all the gods who needs clear, and then Loki needs the most clear in jungle. But then again, he's not a jungle god, so people are like, oh no, buffing his clears will be even making him more overpowered. But I honestly think that Loki's decoy should deal extra damage to buff camps. That would make sense, and or his passive should apply like 40% to buff camps. So 20% backstab damage on gods, but 40% on buff camps. That'll make him a little bit more better, but it's still not enough. But I'm trying to buff in a way that you guys won't scream out overpowered, that's broken. I don't know. Loki needs a change because he's the worst jungler in the game. Loki support is actually better than Loki jungle because Loki support you actually have a lane. Let's see. So increased damage, increased physical power scaling. You'll be seeing Mercury a lot now. A lot, like almost every game now. Is he a really problem to kill? Not if you have your ultimate up. If you have your abilities up, you can definitely kill him before he can kill you. But if you don't have your ultimate up, I don't think you can kill him because as soon as you go on him, he'll grab you, throw you, beat the crap out of you, and kill you. Um, so Mercury is somewhat of a problem to Loki, so be careful out there. Nausea, oh well. Raw. So we expect to see some more Raw. Oh, hold on, let me get some water. Alright. So we will be expecting to see some more Raw now. Not too much. I still think like his lack of a mobility makes him still a bad god. Really, any god who has lack of mobility are really bad because if they're caught off guard or if their team's losing and everyone's dead and he's the last one alive, then he's gonna die most likely. No escapes. His passive is good, but it's not good enough. So we'll be seeing him more in mid now. If you go mid Loki, guys, this might be a problem to you because he can heal the wave. So I would anyone who mains mid Loki, I would pause and wait for things to calm down because Raw going mid will definitely destroy you because he'll heal the wave. And if he doesn't heal the wave, he's stupid. But see, most Raws, there's two types of Raws. There's a Raw where they put his heal on the enemy wave and not on his own, which is good for Loki. But if you but the good scumbag Raw would put his heal on the wave because he should realize that Loki should have no pressure against Raw. Raw is a pusher. Loki is not a pusher. So every Loki mid out there, I will calm down for a bit and try something else. I read a task here. Okay, so I love the nerf on this guy. This guy needed a nerf, honestly. He just needs to be removed from the game. Too many buffs, too many nerfs, too many reworks, everything. I don't know. I think there's like a when there's too much of changing on one god, they should just be removed because that'll just cause more problems in the game. But they can't. They, like that has Hyras only removed one god so far, but that was like in beta and he was not released. So I don't know. So this will definitely impact Rat. I still think we'll be seeing him in. We'll probably still see him in game, but not as much. His healing, I never really had a problem with his healing. It was just his damage. But I guess Hyras didn't really just want to focus on nerfing the damage. They just wanted to nerf his utility as well. But his healing is not that great. Oh well. Um. So they decreased his damage on his one. They need to decrease his damage on his three. His three does a lot of damage. But his one actually does a decent too. I'm glad this is nerfed. So this is actually a positive sign for Loki because he'll deal less damage, obviously. And then Scotty, fixed nature of Scotty could react to. Okay, well, Scotty's always been a problem to Loki, and yeah, even though Loki does counter Scotty extremely because Loki go invisible and just completely avoid the dog, but Scotty has a complete close range advantage. If you get close to her, you're dead. So that's how Scotty counters Loki. So Scotty still always a problem. I really would prefer Fido Hu Yi than Scotty by far. Well, maybe. I don't know. So that's really gonna be about it for this patch notes. I talked through everything. Yeah. We got Hulk, Terra. Oh, I can talk about Terra. Right. Terra. Would this be a problem to Loki? Yes, extremely. Only because of her ultimate. Her ultimate is so broken. So for 10 seconds, Loki cannot do anything, basically, because if she activates her ultimate and if Loki um goes on her or him, they will heal, which is a problem. It's like a free soul eater. Um, the thing is though, is it says any guys take damage 4 times. Loki's one damages you 4 times. So, and Loki's one is the second most damaging ability in his kit. So if yeah, you really you have to kill her with just your three and your ultimate, but you can't really do that. So or kill not her but anyone because this is a global ult. So anytime you see her ulting, Terra ulting, you have to be passive for 10 seconds. There's no way you should never engage, never. If they're low, don't because again, as soon as you well, no, if they're really low, your three can just kill them instantly. Yes, or your ult. But if they're around half health and you use your one and three on them, well, that still might kill them. What I'm saying is, if they're at full health and you want to engage, well, and then she casts her ultimate, don't just wait 10 seconds. Be patient. Be aware that whenever she ults, everyone's gonna start being aggressive. So as soon as Terra ults, you might see the warrior acting really aggressive for some reason. You might see him tower diving you. You might see him chase you all the way to Phoenix. So be aware of this. Be cautious. So yeah, and her CC is not the greatest. So she has a slow, but Loki is most of the time immune to slows. But whenever that's down, it can impact you, but it's not really that big of a problem. Slow has never been really an issue for Loki, but it's still there, still an issue. She has one CC in her whole kit, besides like a hard CC. Root, I guess, but who would be dumb enough to go into the monolith? But unless she spawns her on top of you, but hmm. You root it for 1.5 seconds. Dang, that's actually really long. Isn't that just as long as the root for Erling Shen? Is it 1.5 or 2 seconds? I don't know. I'll look it up after this, so you don't have to post in the comments. Uh, her one. We have no knockup. Loki has no knockup, so this doesn't even apply to Loki. Um, she's just a bunch of. She's really just like a Robin, really. I feel like she's a Robin, but yeah, Robin has a root, a slow. I feel like she's just gonna be a Robin. She's gonna be right at your face, beating the crap out of you, just like a Robin. Um, I don't really know how easy it is to land her crushing Earth. So if it really is that easy to land, then it's gonna be really difficult for Loki because she can just stun you right out. She can also use her two to know where you are at because if you're invisible, you're actually not really invisible. Numbers and immunes will still pop above your head. So she can throw her two on like an escape part, and if you walk over it, it'll pop up immune because her two is a slow. So she'll know where you're at. So a really smart, strategic Terra will use this. And if she has the best reflexes, then as soon as you walk over uh, that crushing earth, and she sees the immune thing pop up above, she's gonna press her two again and crush you instantly. So be aware of this. She is scary, but she's not as scary as, for example, Ymir or Geb or someone who can save and I don't know. She doesn't have so much CC. That's the only thing. If you can avoid her too, then she has no CC. She just has a bunch of soft CC, which can be dealt around with. So that's really going to be about it for this patch notes. If you guys like this series, please tell me below. Tell me below in the comments if you guys want to continue this series. So, and I will, most likely, because this is actually pretty fun going over the patch notes. So, yeah. So that's going to be about it, guys. I hope you guys all enjoy. And as always, I will see you all, Loki players, next time. Ha ha ha!